Total market cap is beginning to reclaim the level of 3 trillion. Ethereum is beginning to outperform BTC. These are all positive signs. Now, I don't want to jump the gun down here, but we may begin to see the move to the upside. Now, slightly different video to normal, because what I want to do is I want to go and dive a bit deeper into the ICT strategy, into the concepts, and show you guys how I analyze the charts and what I look at. So the main key things that we do is I look at the total market cap chart first. This is where, if you're confused in any way, you would always look at the total market cap. After the total market cap chart, I usually look at BTC followed by Ethereum. Now, there are other charts that I look at in conjunction with this, such as the BTC dominance, the USDT dominance, and also any gaps within BTC CME futures. Now, I normally don't show that on screen, but it's not necessary for me to show it on screen because I show you the analysis that's the most important. Now, starting off on the total market cap chart, weekly time frame. These red lines down here are known as your dealing range. We are in the discount side of the dealing range. And usually what I do is I show you this down here. So this is your lows, this is your highs on the weekly time frame. We are in the discount side of the dealing range on the higher time frame right now. So therefore you want to look for longs. Now, although the structure is somewhat messy, you got a low down here, a high down here, a low down here. This is your high down here. We have had a break of market structure. But the most important thing is when we get a break of market structure, what we would like to see is the follow through to the downside. And we have not yet had that, because once we get the follow through to the downside, a strong aggressive close on the weekly or even the monthly to the downside, then we would begin to assess the move further to the downside in crypto, and we can assess we are in a bearish market or not. What I can see right now is we are beginning to see some movement in the market. So although we had a break of market structure down here, look at how price has moved after that consolidation. So these white lines you can see down here is your consolidation. And consolidation, also known as accumulation, is very, very important. And the reason why is this is what moves the market. We're getting liquidity on both sides, above and below. So the accumulation happens, and then what we would expect is a manipulation. So the manipulation to the downside. And what I want to discuss with you is your downside risk on the total market cap chart. I've said this over and over again in loads of my videos, but the downside risk that I'm looking at, there's two targets, okay? So the first target that we can assess is just looking at these regions down here. Looking at the regions of the 78.6, price actually hasn't yet tapped into the 78.6 OTE fib level. So that's going to be our first downside risk target, which is 2.73. I called that many times in my channel before. And when we got this move to the downside, a lot of you were surprised, but I called it many times. That's the first downside risk. Now, if we continue to go down from there, I don't think this will happen just yet. I'm expecting the bigger move to the upside. But if we do continue to go down from there, I'm expecting price to tap into the region of 2.3 trillion. And I've mentioned this in my channel many times before as well. Because what we would then see is a completion of a market maker sell model. Here's your buy side of the curve, and this will be your sell side of the curve. And that's a completion of a market maker sell model. And what normally happens after the completion, we will see another market maker sell model, perhaps to the upside. So then we will begin to look at price moving to the upside, and essentially what we would see is a market maker buy model in play. So this will be your sell side, and this could be your buy side. Now, I don't think we're going to get to those levels just yet, but there is a possibility we can come lower and tap into the regions of 2.73 trillion and come out of this accumulation phase into the manipulation, and then we'll get the distribution to the upside. Now, what you can see also is price on the weekly time frame. We've had a rejection of this weekly order block and this fair value gap, which are confluences that we want to look for bullish price action. Weekly time frame, that is what I'm looking at right now. Now, on the daily time frame, what we can see is something slightly reassuring. So we came to the downside towards the bottom end of this accumulation, and then we get the move to the upside. So zooming into this, removing this, and zooming in, what we can see is our short-term upside target. So let's just go into this in a bit more detail, because what we had is the move down, price comes up. We had a sweep of this, although we had a aggressive strong close. Price, literally the next day, we had a bullish engulfing candle, and then we continued moving to the upside. We also took out all of this low resistance liquidity down here. Now, what I really wanted to see was price come in and take out these lows down here, and this would have been our manipulation. But we haven't yet got that, and that's why there is a chance that we will come to the downside down here. But what I can see, because we're getting quite a lot of movement to the upside, strong bullish candles, which is a good sign. And I'll go in the 4 hour in a bit more detail as well. But my first target on the total market cap chart is just looking at this fair value gap down here. So I want to see price come in, take out this high down here. Perhaps we won't take out the high, and we will see a possibility of something like this accumulation, the bigger move to the upside, and then we may get the move to the downside and then continue moving up. But what I'm seeing short term, if we look to the upside now, our upside targets is around the regions of just above 3 trillion. If we continue to move up from there, I'm going to assess price coming into this new dealing range down here, A, B, premium side within the regions of 3.2 trillion to 3.13 trillion. Those are the figures that I'm looking at on the total market cap chart. So remember, always use the total market cap chart if you're confused or don't know how to analyze any other pair. And I always use this to then look at any other coins that I'm going to be taking entries on. I took an entry on SUI. I took an entry on Algo. I took an entry on Ethereum, BTC. And I used the total market cap chart to assist me. So that's what I'm seeing right now on the total market cap chart. What we can see is we are getting the move to the upside. It's not aggressive, so we may get some pullbacks. You can see down here, although the move's not aggressive, we are getting efficient price action, which is a good sign. There's not many inefficiencies as we move down. We can see a fair value gap here, so the possibility of us coming down to 2.96 trillion and moving back up there could be highly possible. Nice sweep of liquidity down here. Nice sweep of liquidity down here. Can we get that sweep of liquidity, sweeping these lows down here, move to the upside? That's what I want to see. So let's see how that plays out on the total market cap chart. I've given you the downside risk. I told you the possibility of our upside targets in the short term. But overall, as you guys know, I am bullish in the market currently, and I have been bullish ever since launching my channel. Now, BTC, what we can see, and this is what's very interesting, because on total, we haven't yet tapped into that 78.6. BTC, we've struck the 78.6 many times, and we failed to close below it. So we know that this area, 85,000, is a strong barrier. Price is rejected off it many, many times, and we're still in this accumulation phase. Daily time frame. What's our downside targets on BTC? So now what I can see is price has swept these lows down here. Price has not swept these lows down here. There is a possibility of BTC coming in, striking into the lows down here, and this will be your manipulation. So anywhere below the region of 83, let's call it 84K. I said to you the downside targets initially were 86 to 84. If we come and manipulate around those regions here, that'll be a good sign. However, given that we're looking pretty bullish, we may get a move to the upside first, price tapping and reclaiming the levels of around 92 to 94,000. Then we'll get a bigger move to the downside, and then we'll get that move that we've all been waiting for a very, very long time on BTC. So the downside targets, as I said to you, is coming into those regions and taking out these liquidity areas down here. If we can get that, that's a positive sign for us. There should be no panic, because I've told you guys, we want to be greedy when people are fearful. And we know already when price begins to move down from here, there's going to be extreme fear in the market. And this is where you should be looking for your buy orders. This is where you should be looking at your alt spot buys. If we can get those targets met as well at 82,700, that's a good sign. Now, if we continue further to the downside, there's two other targets. The lows down here, which are around the regions of 80,000. And then obviously, if we continue moving down from there, I'm looking at the regions of 74,000. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to move up from here. And that rally up, whether we take out the highs or not, that rally up is going to lead to our alt season. And then we will get the move to the upside on our alts and also Ethereum. Now, last but not least on Ethereum, looking at what I can see on Ethereum is, as I say to you, this is, if I put in this dealing range, so this is the dealing range that we are in right now, the lows to the highs. We're in the discount side, we should be looking for longs. Now, I said to you guys in the beginning, as we had that move down, I really wanted to see Ethereum come into the regions of number one, 2.5K, and the second target was 2.1K. We haven't yet achieved those targets just yet, because what I'm seeing is this low to this high. We had the rejection of the 61.8. We haven't yet tapped into the 78.6. From this low to this high, good signs. We rejected off the 78.6, closed above it. We're within this accumulation phase right now. Can we get the manipulation to the downside? Similarly, of how we're going to get the same move on BTC and total. So daily time frame, what we can see is zooming into the charts. We have not yet got a sweep of these lows down here. And what does that mean? That means there is a lot of liquidity resting below down here, number one. That also means that this is a possibility of a fake low. And that also means this could be a low resistance low down here. This move down here, similarly on BTC and also the total market cap chart, just coming onto the BTC, this low down here, this low down here on Ethereum, these are low resistance lows. And the reason why I say that is because although we've struck a key level on the left down here, price moves up. But what I really wanted to see was something like this. Price comes into a key area. As we move down, price comes into a key area. We'll get a move up. This gets people on the wrong side of the trade. We'll get a move down, sweep of liquidity, and then we'll get the move to the upside, break of market structures, and we'll continue moving up from there. So obviously, this is why I always say to you guys, this low is a fake low, and we may continue moving to the downside and taking out that low. Will it happen now, or will it happen later on during the year? I don't know that. And that's what we have to assess based on how market structure moves. But what I can see right now is Ethereum has been moving quite aggressively. It's outperforming BTC right now, which is a good sign. So what I can see on Ethereum right now is we've come into those lows down here. We haven't struck it. Market maker sell model haven't actually fulfilled the levels that we wanted to. Possibility of coming down, strike into the regions of 2.7K. However, my upside targets could be, number one, the regions of just taking out these highs down here of just above 3,000. And then my second target, and these are the real targets that I want to look at, is between the regions of 3.1K to 3.2K. Now I'm in the longs on Ethereum from the lows down here and also from the lows down here. I called it on my channel in my previous video. I also called it on my Twitter page. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, because I give you live updates on any entries that I'm taking. I also took an entry on Algo and also Sui. All stops at break even. So upside targets, you guys know. If we do move up from here and we begin to slow down, we could get the pushback to the downside. We'll look for a new dealing range, possibility of price coming into the premium side, discount side of the dealing range, and then we'll get the bigger move to the upside from here. Now we can assess that as and when we move up from there, and I'll keep you guys updated. Now, if you're new to this channel, I trade crypto using the ICT strategy, and I will post 2 videos a week, usually breaking down the crypto market, teaching you some lessons on how I trade the ICT strategy on crypto. And I also give you a forecast of where I expect the market to go, as well as any positions that I'm in right now. Now, if that resonates with you, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.